Good morning, and welcome to our morning vitamin with yours truly, Lady C. And I want to say good morning to you all. And I want to remind you as you go through this day to remember the enemy cannot do nothing to you unless you give permission or God is allowing the enemy to test you. That is the only two reasons. If you give the enemy permission or if God allowed it, like he allowed it with Job. Okay? That is the only two reasons. So whatever you're going through, get in prayer, check and see, God, is this my experience like Job experienced that I'm going through? Or is this that I gave the enemy legal rights through something I did, something I said, something I partake in? What is it that I did if it's me? Because a lot of times we give the enemy access to us and don't even realize that we have done it. So we have to check ourselves in some of these yeses that we're saying when it should be no. Some of these handshakes, which we should not have. Some of these friendships, coming in agreement, coming in covenant with certain people, with certain persons and certain things, and not realizing who we're coming in agreement with, not allowing the Holy Spirit to lead, and we follow, and we're making agreements and covenants with certain persons that seem like our sisters, our brothers, our husbands, our wives, our children, our aunties, our uncles, people in church, people on the workplace, friends, and not realizing that these persons are not of your father. They have a different father. So they're working for a different kingdom. Ooh, my arm's cold. We have to realize these things and be vigilant about it. And we have to learn to be honest and open and real with it, knowing that it is what it is. Everyone is making their decision as to who is their father. Even though it will be some persons that we love dearly, but still, Jesus said in the Gospels, my sisters and brothers are those that do the will of my Father. And that is what we have to realize now. No matter who the person is that we love so dearly, if they're not doing the will of your Father, and your Father, you go through Jesus Christ to get to him. If that's not their Father, then that's not your sister or your brother. You have to realize it. We're in a war. It's either light or darkness. It's no in between. And a lot of times we hold people so dear to our hearts that we don't want to see them for who they really are. But it's time that we begin to see them for who they are and begin to live this and begin to live life with a conscious knowing of who they are. Even though they are around us, there are certain things you cannot do with them. There are certain places you cannot go. There are certain things that you just cannot interact and cannot do when it comes to them, because we know that they're working for their Father and they're going to slyly, manipulatively, deceitfully get a yes, get an agreement, get a covenant with you so that they can have legal rights to your life. And then you find yourself going through some things and you're trying to wonder why and how what is going on, how did it happen, how did it get in? But you're not even thinking about the person that actually you gave the agreement or the covenant to. You're thinking about other persons when it's actually that little person, that is that big person that is right there next to you that you hold so dear. So it's time that we learn to live life the way that God says, with an open mind, with understanding, with wisdom, and begin to partake of it. Not just, oh, well, no. If they're not of your Father, the big Yahweh, if they're not going through Jesus Christ to get to the Father, they're not with Abba, then who is their Father? Who are they serving? It's time that we just be honest with yourself. Just be real about it and say, well, who it is. We know who that is. Okay? So let's just give an account. Let's be honest. Let's live in wisdom. Let's begin to move in wisdom. And as we begin to acknowledge these things, be honest with ourselves and begin to live it. Live it out. We will see that a lot of things that are taking place in our lives will begin to stop, will come to a complete halt, because you will shut a lot of doors, you will shut down a lot of stuff. All the access that you have been granted to them, you will take back, and a lot of things will change. The enemy won't have all the access to your life to be able to come in and touch and move around and play with a lot of stuff in your life. Okay, I want you to think about that this morning. That is your morning vitamin for today. So as you go through your day, you have something to think about. Be honest with yourself about it and just talk it over with God. And I know that sometimes some things, the truth takes, good morning, it takes a while to digest because it's not easy to accept the truth sometimes, but the truth is the truth. And so you go ahead and you begin to apply it to your life and watch your life begin to change, to begin to transform. Think about that. This is your morning vitamin with yours truly, Lady C. Y'all be blessed and have an awesome, awesome day. Blessings to you all. Please share and like and comment on the video.